Hello, everybody. So excited to be here today, guys, with these three lovely women, these three lovely people that I have the pleasure to know. Uh, Before I talk about them, I just want to know that you're here because we are going to hear people talk about how they became fluent in English. My guests are all Brazilians, and they are going to talk a little bit about their path to fluency in English. They will share their experiences, they will share some stories, they will share their difficulties in the learning process of acquiring the English language. Uh, I don't know if you already subscribed to my channel. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. It's just click there, subscribe, and then you're going to be following me on YouTube. And if you want to follow me on the other social media, just look for Daniel Cahen, which is my name, and all my material online is with my name. Okay. There's one little thing that I have to tell you right now. If you want to be my guest here in these talks that we're having, if you want to show people how you reached your fluency, please take a look here in this description here on the YouTube. You'll find a Google Forms that you have to fill, and we will be in touch with you, inviting you to come here and share your experiences. We are going to season one is already set. I have all my guests already, scheduled. But for season two, which will happen in August and September, you are my guest. You are invited to fill in and come here to share your experiences with others. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to these lovely women here. My first guest of the night is Joana Bahiense. Joana Bahiense, she has a degree in business and she has another degree in design. She has never wanted to work for a big company because she enjoys working with her ideas and her beliefs. And that's why she created Momeraki, right? Momeraki, on Instagram and TikTok. On TikTok, just for you to have an idea, she has over 55,000 people following her. And this is, blows my mind because as you can see, I have only 3,800 in my channel. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of her. That's okay. She was born in Rio de Janeiro, but she has lived all around. She lived in New York, Piracicaba, Curitiba, São Paulo, Campinas, and today she's currently living in Blumenau with her paulista friend, Luiz Gustavo. Luiz Gustavo, beijo pra você. Hello, Gustavo. We are here. I know he's here because he just sent him a picture. And her three sons. Yes, Joana Bahiense has three boys, guys. Jo, welcome to our live. Joana Bahiense, hello. You can open your mic to say hello, Danny.
To do this.
You what? Sorry?
I'm not used to do this, to go online and do this kind of stuff. Sorry.
I've watched more than 20 lives of yours, so yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem for you, right, Jo? Joana, sorry?
It's because I forgot the mic.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Don't worry. Joana, can you bring us to a place in your life where English wasn't something that you could grasp, like a moment where you were not fluent in English? Your first studies, how it was for you, the beginning of your studies in English, I guess in Rio de Janeiro, right?
Yes, actually, Danny, can I call you Danny? Yes, right. Actually, I don't consider myself fluent anymore, but I used to be when I was studying design, when I was living in New York, but not anymore because I don't use English every day, at least to speak. I still read a lot, but I don't speak a lot. So sorry if I make some mistakes. I started study with 8 years old or something, really young. My mother used to obligate me to go to an English class, and I never liked it. But after 8 years trying, my mother said, okay, you don't have to do this anymore. You can give it up. So I decided to study Spanish. So I studied Spanish for 3 or 4 years. And then in the middle of business school, business university, I decided to stop everything and go to New York to study design. And that's what was around 98, 99, long time ago.
Joana, how was your English before moving to New York? Like, how did you see yourself dealing with others in English in this school that you studied? How did you see yourself before moving to New York? Was it panicking? Like, did you get really anxious about going?
Panic because I'm not shy, so I always know how to speak and get what I want. But actually, I had to learn in 1 month because I went to school. I went to computer graphics design school at Parsons, and I had to learn before get inside the classes. And actually, since I was working with computers before, the language was around English already, so I was not raw. Can I say that?
Of course you can.
And it was okay because I made some friends and it was really fast. But I had to take some accent reductions class for a while because I had a pretty strong Brazilian accent. I still have now, but
It's unnoticeable. Don't worry about it, Joe.
it was an amazing year. And to be honest with you, I had a private teacher like 2 months before I went to New York.
Cool.
It was a very nice one, a woman who taught me that I didn't remember the name, but when you say, I can shut up, or when you say small phrasal verbs,
Okay.
that was.
She helped you in this moving to another country. That was great, Joe. Welcome here. I'm really glad to have you here. And now I'm going to introduce my second guest. Her name is Marina Isvelio. She's a journalist and she has an MBA in marketing and communication. She works as a public relation manager for devices and Alexa at Amazon. It's a new company there. Amazon is a small company, on the back of a yard somewhere. Nobody knows what Amazon is, right? She joined the company in 2013, so she's been working there for 8+ years, right, Ma? And she has held several positions in the PR area, public relations area, for Amazon Brazil and Amazon Americas as well. Previously, she worked in different companies, little known just as Amazon, like Mercado Livre, Apple, and Zetaflex, which is her family company. Marina is Teteu's mother. Teteu is a very nice young boy, age 9. Teteu, if you're watching, big kiss to you. Marina, welcome to our live. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me, Dani. I'm very happy to be here, and it's a good opportunity to catch up with you and Joana's. So I'm glad. It's a fun way of spending a Friday night. Why not? We would be all happy if we were together in a Friday night. So why not just chat about learning English? Just a different topic.
Maybe so. With a drink in the hand, right, Ma? So talking about
I'm still not.
kids
I'm still not there. I'm on water for now. But
the night is starting now, right, Ma? So don't worry about that. We'll have time to have drinks afterwards. Marina,
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about your beginning of studies in English. How do you remember this very first moment where you spoke Portuguese, your family spoke Portuguese, everybody spoke Portuguese, and then you started studying English. Was it at school? Was it in a course like Joana Bahiense? Can you tell us a little bit about this moment in your life that you weren't fluent in English, please?
So I'll get a step back. My parents used to argue in English. So my brother and I wouldn't understand. So the first word I learned in English was shut up. That was the first word I learned because they were arguing. And then I would just ask, what's going on? And they would reply in English because they were still thinking in English. So that was when I was about 6, I decided that I needed to learn, otherwise they would continue to fight. That was my mindset. So I started learning at school. And then when I was about 11 or 12, I asked my dad if he could enroll me into an English course. I went to CELEP and I did the entire program. But one of the ways that I learned the most was by translating music. As some of you know, I used to be a big fan of New Kids on the Block. If Ju is watching, she knows it.
And Domino as well, right?
No.
Come on.
No.
Dani.
That's a different story. That's a completely different story.
Sorry.
That's a completely different story. And I'm a huge fan of Bon Jovi, so I used to get all the lyrics and try to understand word by word and write it down. My mom is Portuguese and English teacher, so she would help me get the lyrics right. And I did a lot of that until I felt like I was good enough. I became fluent actually when I did an exchange program when I was about 17. And that I think was the moment when I already spoke English, but
how did you feel before? We'll talk in a minute about this exchange program, and you're going to tell us how you felt fluent. But how was it before? Were you nervous about living Brazil at 17 years of age? With the English you had at the time.
Like Joana said, I'm a very outgoing person. I'm not a shy person, so I knew some words. I knew my vocabulary was not as rich as it could be, but I knew that I could find my way around explaining things. And I was actually telling Teteu, as you said, my son, just yesterday, because he was having trouble. He's in a bilingual school and he was having issues with speaking English. And I said, you don't need to know the word oven, for example, to talk about an oven. You just say, that's where I heat food. And if you know a few other things. So that was my mindset when I was still not 100% confident about my English, but I knew enough words and I felt like I could just watch a movie without reading subtitles. That was the kind of thing that made me feel a little bit more confident. But yeah, of course, I was scared. I would be living in a different culture with a different language, and that I was not used to use so often back then.
Nice. Thanks, Mom. Great story. I have to introduce my third guest of the day. Her name is also Joana, but this one is Joana Fleury, and she has a degree in advertising and an MBA in business from Dom Cabral. I don't know where Dom Cabral is, but I guess in Rio, right, Joana? Is it in Rio? Yeah, I guess Dom Cabral is in Rio. No, here in São Paulo.
It is in Minas Gerais.
Minas Gerais. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She is also carioca, and she's also a mother of 3. Malu is the oldest girl, and she also has 2 boys. She joined the trainee program at Unilever when she was 24 years old, and she had to move from Rio to São Paulo. Jo, there's some noise coming from you. I don't know what.
Yeah, there is. I'm trying to fix it. I'm not being able
Okay.
to. So I hope
Okay.
that it's even a bit okay to listen to me, because it's true that it's a lot of noise.
That's okay. Rafael, can you please help us out, please? Thank you, Rafael. Take a look there, knock on the door.
My dear Danny, you really don't know Rafael. I'm not sure that he will be able to fix it, but let's try.
That's okay. So when she was 24, she had to move from Rio to São Paulo to be part of Unilever here in São Paulo, and she took the trainee program there, and she lived here in São Paulo for 11 years until she moved back to Rio de Janeiro. Today, she's the marketing director. She's marketing director at L'Oréal Professionnel. Is it professionnel? Yeah, my French is.
Oui, c'est bon, c'est bon, c'est
C'est
L'Oréal
bon, c'est
professionnel.
bon.
C'est très bon.
Great. And the headquarters are in
But I don't
Rio.
speak French, okay? I don't speak French.
Joana, welcome to our live. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation, and great to have you here, Jo.
Now,
You,
no,
yeah.
this mic, like a mute and unmute, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, no, it's my pleasure. It's amazing to see your English accent. I was amazed since the beginning of the live, so great to be here with you.
I think we've never spoken in English before, right? For you, I guess it might be something like
it's
strange to see
weird,
Danny.
super weird to see you speaking in English. Super weird. But anyway, it's okay. It's Dani, it's Marina, it's Joana, and it's fine.
Joana, I'm going to do the same with you. I'm going to take you back a long way back in time where you didn't speak English. Can you tell us how was this process for you of learning English as a second language, and how you developed to have the English that you have today? Tell us a little bit about it, please.
Okay, so pretty different from my two dear friends here. My process was painful, to say the least. So I'm from Jacarepaguá in Rio de Janeiro. So the ones that are here in the call that are from Rio de Janeiro knows that Jacarepaguá is quite far. So I'm the girl from, I don't know, from outside of the cool part of the Rio de Janeiro. So to be honest, since I was, I don't know, maybe 13 years old, I had no real contact with English language. So it was okay about music and movies, but I had no need to use English. My mother and my father, they did not speak English. So it's true that I had a real contact with the language quite late in my life. So I started a course when I was around 13, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not good with dates, so I'm supposing it was around 13, but it can be a little earlier or later. I really can't remember. And it was painful because I really couldn't believe that I would be able to learn it. It was a small English course, so I was always with this feeling that I was not in the best courses. So if I was not in the best one, like Cultura Inglesa or I don't know, Brasas, by the time, I would not be able to learn it. And once I had no real contact with the language, like in my daily life, my friends and so on, it's true that it was painful. So till I entered the university, I felt that I could not speak English, and probably I could not, to be honest. I could read, probably, I could understand, but I was not able at all to speak. I'm not shy, as you can see, but in English, I was super shy. So I was like I was frozen every time I had to speak in English. And when I entered at the university, English was a point because at the test, you need to have English test. I had the minimum to pass, but not a very good grade. But it was okay. I was studying and so on. But I think most of the problem was because I could not believe that I would be able to really learn it. I was so afraid that I was the one that started late, the one that had no money to do an exchange, the one that was in a small English course. That I think that all these subjective things, emotional things, I would say, were blocking me to really open my mind and see it's okay. I'm speaking. I can speak. I can learn. I was a bit afraid of the language. So
Joana,
to say the least, it was painful.
I felt a little. Jo, Jo, I felt something in your speech that I have to ask you. When you started studying English, did you like it?
No, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what's happening with my mic. So no, I hate it. I hate it. I felt that was important. I knew that I needed to learn it. I think I intuitively, I probably liked it, but it was so painful that I hate it. Hate it.
Oh.
And I
I
studied
could
Spanish
grasp
at the same
this.
time.
Sorry, Jo, go ahead.
No, I studied Spanish at the same time as Joana did. And Spanish
Yeah.
was so easy to me. I loved it. So it was even worse because when I learned Spanish super fast, I decided that English was not for me. It was
And
only
he
about
decided to
Spanish.
marry a Spaniard, right? A Spanish
Of
man,
course, that's why I'm with her
someone
for 20
with
years.
Spanish family. Thank you so much, Jo. Guys, it's great to have you here. It's to hear your stories. It's what I guess people. Joanna disappeared. Uh, what we are hearing here today is exactly that. How people started studying. Sometimes we like, sometimes we don't like. But the thing is, we have the choice to move towards the language, move towards the fluency. Marina, how was it for you to get from that point in your life that English was a subject at school or in a course, and when it became like something that you could say, okay, I know English is not an issue for me anymore, I can deal with anyone in English, I can work for any companies in the world if I want. How was it for you? This, was it a click in your head, or it was something that you worked really hard until you found yourself and say, okay, I know English is my thing?
Um, I first I really enjoy learning English. So differently than what the two Joanas here said, I was really into learning English. I wanted to be fluent soon and fast. So when when I had the opportunity to do the exchange program, I knew that it would make me um, learn more words and grow the vocabulary, because I knew the grammar, I knew the basics, but I didn't use it on a regular basis. So even if you have a great teacher like yourself, you know that you cannot just make your students go through the daily routines of use, like everything that happens. And I think more than that, I was still just learning what a teenager learns, and I was only looking for the stuff that interested me and not everything that I needed to learn. So when I started at college, my first internship was at the American Chamber of Commerce, which was a challenge, but I had just came back from the exchange program, so my English was good, and but I didn't know any of the terms that they were using on a business environment. So I think that was another time where I was shocked that I felt like I didn't speak English at all, even after studying a lot, even after going to and living in the US for a few months. um, Even going through all of this, I felt like I knew nothing and that I was a fraud. But one thing that I did was started to read business books, and get, highlight the words that you don't know and look for it in a dictionary, and try to get an understanding of how they are being used, the words are being used. And I still learn a lot of new words every day, especially working with English all the time and written English all the time. I learn a lot of different words. I think at least, I don't know, at least once a month I read something that I've never read before, and I have to go and try to understand what it is. So you keep learning.
So cool, Ma. It's a great account on how you developed your English, because it's not only a matter of sitting in a bar and talking to people. You have to be prepared for the work market. You have to be prepared, to hold a meeting, to present a project. That's great, Ma. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Joana Fleury, what about you? How was it for you? This moment when you were this 12, 13-year-old kid who didn't like English, who was annoyed to go to the course, and I don't want to go to my English class, and then you see yourself fluent in the language that a couple of years before you weren't. How was it for you to notice your own knowledge in English?
I think there were two moments. First, when I entered in the trainee program at Unilever, the last phase of the program was an English interview. And then I was sure that I would not pass. Sure. It was in São Paulo. It was when I accidentally knew Marina and Daniel, and wow, voila, we are friends now. But by the time, I was pretty sure that I would not be able to pass. And I went to the interview. I remember this day very strongly, because I entered in the interview like shaking, and I started speaking with the women, the teacher. And fortunately, I'm not shy, so I started speaking. And Marina said something about Teteo that it was precisely what this woman said to me like many years ago. Because when the interview ended, she asked me, why were you so nervous? I saw you in some other panels and you were super comfortable, and suddenly you just seemed like another person because you were super nervous. And I said, I was super nervous because I don't speak English. My English is terrible. I never been abroad. I never studied abroad, and so on. And then the girl said to me precisely what Marina said to Teteo. You don't need to learn each word and to be super fluent to make yourself clear. We are not looking for an English teacher. We are looking for a marketeer. You can make some mistakes. Daniel can't, but I can. So it's okay. If Danielle does not make mistakes and I make mistakes, it's okay. The opposite, not really, really the case. So this was the first moment.
The conversation today, I'm going to make mistakes. Don't worry about it. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm making mistakes all the time. Don't worry about it, Joe.
So this was the first moment where I said, okay, now I'm more comfortable. And I think this was super important to take out the fear factor that was blocking me. Because at the end, probably I knew already the language, but I was so afraid of making mistakes, of not understanding, of passing a different accent and so on, that this was blocking me. So this woman that I don't know her name, that I can't even know her face, but she was a blessing in my life because she said this. And then I think that today, as Marina was saying, I use English all the time at work mainly. So yes, I learn new words all the time. I read a lot in English, articles, sometimes books and so on. Movies, music is something that in the beginning was super important because I love music. So listen to music, trying to understand the lyric and the idea behind it, like to make the interpretation of it. It was super until today. There are some musics that I try to understand, and sometimes I don't even understand each word. I go on Google, I research the lyric to learn the exact word that they are saying. So as Marina was saying, each day I learn a bit more, but for me, the main change was losing the fear of speaking, of trying to make myself to be understandable, even if I make some mistakes, as I do today a lot.
That's what I was saying. We make mistakes. If we don't make mistakes, we're not trying. If we're not trying, we're not speaking. So that's great, Jo. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We can see the movement from a kid, an annoying teenager. We can say annoying teenager, into becoming fluent in English. That was great. Joana Bahiense, what about you? How was it for you, this moment? Tell us a little bit, because you had this trip to New York. Was it then when you found yourself fluent in English?
Sure. I've been in Cambridge for 1.5 months before. either. And actually, the problem in the beginning, it was the classes, because they used to be so the method of the Brazos English course in Rio de Janeiro is so. We have a friend who used to teach there, Vanessa, and after some time, she was speaking Portuguese and doing all the stuff with the hands. It was very annoying. And I think today that was the point for me, you see, because when I went to New York to study something I really wanted, I was passionate about it. It was so much easier to learn the language and get the fluency I needed that time because of something I was in love. You see, it was much, much more easy. And I love the way you teach with music because, like Joana, music for me is the best way to learn any language. By the way, I'm trying to learn Italian right now with my kids, and we listen a lot of Italian songs. And the little baby I have it at home, Tom, already sings some of them.
How cute! How cute!
I really think that learn with music is great at any age. You see, but when I was in New York, and I actually thought, okay, now I speak. It was when I started to travel inside the United States alone. So that was the turning point for me. And now I just use English. Like I read a lot, I watch series and listen music, but I don't speak a lot because
just to keep up with whatever is happening in the world. So you read, you listen to music.
Yeah, I use it when I travel and mostly with non English speakers. So that's the point. But I read a lot, and all the stuff I used to research to write the book, the apostilas. Okay, I don't know the word.
Don't worry about it. Joana, you said something. That's exactly my next question. You know, I want to hear from you guys how you deal with English nowadays. But I'm going to start this question with Joana Fleury, who suddenly disappeared from the. Oh, hello, Joana. Welcome back. Joana Fleury, how is English in your life today, working in a multinational company like you work? What kind of things do you have to deal with in English? Can you tell us a little bit about your daily routine in English?
Yes, I can. Just let me know if you can't hear me, because for me the sound is terrible. I hope that for you it's a bit better than it is for me. So I work in a French company today, but as everyone knows, the business language is English, even in a French company. So to be honest, I use English daily, like on emails, on calls, and so on. Of course, not with my Brazilian colleagues. With my Brazilian colleagues, we only speak in English, in Portuguese, I'm sorry. But every day I need to answer an email to the headquarters or to do a call with them. And although I would love to speak French, it's not the case at all. So all the calls are in English. And this is my main source of practice, I would say.
Nice, sure. Thank you so much. What about you, Joana Bahiense? I'm sorry I interrupted you. You were starting to say that you still read books, read things in English. Is that the way you find for you to keep up with English nowadays?
Yeah, actually, I'm a teacher, and I have to make some stuff to my students, and we don't have this kind of stuff in Portuguese, so I
What do
read a
you
lot.
teach, Jo?
What?
What do you teach?
Articles and stuff.
Sorry,
I
Jo, I
didn't.
didn't hear.
What did I?
What do you teach, Jo? Do you teach English?
No, tarot and other articles, and I read a lot about it, and also spiritual. The word doesn't come.
Don't worry about it. If you want to say in Portuguese, that's okay. Don't worry about it.
Well, ensino tarô, oráculos e bastante sobre espiritualidade, né?
Cool.
So I have to read a lot in English, but I don't listen people saying these words in English because I never speak with anyone about this kind of stuff in English. So that's why it's not easy. And also, I remember something that Marina was talking, and I have a story. When I was living in New York, I had to go to a dentist, and I didn't know the words. So I had to make a plan to go to the dentist and study all the words I could use to speak, to explain what I was trying to explain my pain. And I think it works like this because you have to need to talk something. When you read business stuff or when you have an environment to speak, you have to learn that words. Not my case right now.
That's great, Joe. Thank you so much. Ma, for you working in a company as Amazon, I can guess that you speak English every single day. Am I right?
Yeah, you are right. I do. Well, basically, I speak English every single day. I write a lot in English. I read a lot in English. At Amazon, we don't use PowerPoint, so it's everything on Word docs. So it's a lot of reading, a lot of writing. Everything it's in English. That's how I learn a lot of new words as well, because I read documents from different businesses and different teams, and I have the opportunity to get different business terms because of the different teams. Also, I think even using every day, and back what Joana said, like she was afraid of making mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. We all have accents. We will always have accents. One thing that I always do is like everybody knows that I'm not American or British or any, like English is not my native language. And it's something that I take very seriously is when I'm talking to people, and sometimes you get nervous because you're like presenting an idea to a business leader. You're like, I deal with a lot of media, like talk to media, even not only Brazilian media, but also international media. And I have to use either English or Spanish, which is my third language. I've always made it clear, look, this is not my native language. So let's start by just ignore it. If you understand what I'm saying, it's fine. If you don't, just ask me again. So I know it's a limitation that we will always have, but we also make mistakes in Portuguese. I'm sure you all do. We all do all the time.
I don't think so. Ma,
The only
I
person,
don't think it's a limitation.
you know that the only person that we know that doesn't make any grammar mistakes is Caru, right? That's the only person. Other than that,
Caru is Caru.
we are humans.
Ma,
All of us are human.
Ma, you said something about accents and limitations. I don't see accent as a limitation whatsoever.
No.
I think accent is something personal. It's something good to have an accent. We learned English as a second language. We have to show from where we're from. We're from Brazil, and that's great. And there's no problem. We are dealing in a different language. We are dealing in a second, in your case, in a third language, in Spanish. So that's something very unique for us, and that's how I feel about dealing with others in a different language, in a foreign language. Ma, that was great. This is the moment that I leave my guest free. Is Joana? Yeah, she dropped. She will come back eventually. This is the moment that I have to ask you. How can we find you online? Can we follow you on Instagram, TikTok, on, I don't know, who wants to go first? This one is not really set. Who wants to tell me something? How can we follow you girls online?
Jo, you want to start because you're still there? Maybe we lose you, so go ahead.
No, I hope you don't lose me. Well, I have an Instagram. So on LinkedIn, I'm Joana Fleury. Then on Instagram, Fleury. We'll probably see lots and lots of kids photos. So if you are interested in knowing my kids, go to the Instagram. If your thing is not the kids, it's more about who I am and probably my resume, then go to the LinkedIn, but I'm not very active there. So probably the Instagram would be the best way to know me better. It's open, so you just go there and follow me. But I'm sure that the other Jo, it's much more interesting. So follow her.
Well, go ahead, Joe.
I don't know if I'm...
I'm so single
Joana
about it.
Bahiense, go ahead.
No, I will leave Joanna to be the last one, because then she can market her social media, because she does that. Like, she works with social media nowadays. We know that. For me, it's just my Instagram is a closed account, it's a private account, so you can look for me there, but I may or may not give you permission to see my photos. But LinkedIn is a good way to get in touch. I am active on LinkedIn. I write a lot. I'm not always posting things, but I'm always there. I'm checking posts, and I read a lot of articles that I see on LinkedIn. So I'm pretty much online at least once a day on business days. So if you are interested in getting in contact, just search for my name on LinkedIn.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marina. Joana Bahiense, what about you? How can we follow you on social media?
Well, actually, 9 months ago, I would never say that, because I'm not shy, but I'm very more a private person. But now I have Instagram, I have TikTok, I have everything with the Momeraki stuff, and it's just use the Momeraki, and you will find me.
Thank you so much, girls. I'm saying girls, but you are ladies. You are great. I'm so happy that you accepted my invitation, and being here with me for this past 40 something minutes was great. You shared a lot of experience with all, our audience. I hope people who are watching, they really feel that there is a way to achieve fluency in a foreign language. I'm going to ask you to not forget to follow me on social media. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Daniel Cahen is my name, and everything is on my name on online. Okay, guys. I'd like to invite you for next week's meeting. We'll also bring 3 other guests here to share experiences on how they develop their fluency in English. This will be the third. Today is the second. Next week will be the third live event here on my channel on YouTube. They come here, they share the experience, and we are more than glad to receive all this information. If you want to be a guest here on one of these talks, just fill in the forms, the Google Forms that is here, just down here somewhere. On the description of this video, put your information, and we will contact you eventually in case you have something to share with people. Marina, Joana Bahiense, Joana Fleury, I'm really grateful that you are here. Any final remarks, any final considerations, guys? Joana Bahiense, any final thing that you want to say? Marina, Joana Fleury?
No, actually, Danny, I would like to invite you, because I want to make a series about songs and the tarot cards, and I'll probably do it in English, and I would like to invite you to help me on this.
Done deal. Be there. Definitely, yeah. I'm going to be there for you. I'm anywhere. I'll go to Blumenau just to see you, Joana.
No, it's not necessary. You can do it. You can be over
there. In due time, you'll be there, and you know, right? Marina, would you like to say something?
Yeah. yeah, thank you for this opportunity of sharing and having fun and going on a, I don't know, past like history lane with how I learn English. It's interesting. We never think about that now. Once you get there, you don't think about how the process was. Also, thank you for using songs and lyrics because that's exactly how I loved and learned. Thank you for the Bon Jovi one. I really appreciate it. It was super fun. Thank you for, yeah, right. You know what I mean. So thank you
You
for,
know who I mentioned in the video, right?
I
You know,
know,
some friends, yeah, friends.
yeah,
It's Marina, guys, who made me do, Bon Jovi. Yeah, I started liking because of her. That's the truth.
yeah. Well, and continue to work to talk to your Alexa over there. It's still mine, just making sure. And but it's, yeah. And everybody, whoever wants to, please use Alexa. That's my last tagline.
Thank
You
you,
haven't.
Marina.
Just try it. It's fun.
Joana Fleury, any final remarks, Jo? Your, your microphone is off, Joana. You're speaking and we're not listening to you.
I
Open
can
the
hear
microphone.
your voice.
Jo,
Maybe
open your
we can try
microphone.
lip syncing.
Everyone, I cannot speak because my kids blow the mic or something like that.
Go, Jo. Don't
No,
touch it.
no,
Don't
I'm
touch it.
saying
It's open.
that. Can you hear me now?
Joana.
We could try lip sync.
Guys, I
She's
think that's
fine.
it.
She's
I
fine.
think, and I can.
I think it's amazing that we had her for
Connection
some minutes because
is
that's so hard. It's amazing that she's even here.
that's true.
And she has not
Joana
finished.
Marina, Jo, guys, thank you so much for being here. I see you all next Friday at 8 o'clock here on my channel. Goodbye,
Bye,
everybody.
Danny.
Now it's time to say
Bye,
goodbye. Bye
everybody.
bye, Jo. Bye, Ma.